Okay, by the way, let me ask you this question. Are you awake right now? Because I really want you to wake up at this point of time, because this particular episode is going to be really, really interesting, very, very crucial. To discuss elaborately, we have with us my bar Wasim, of course, psychologist, therapist, trainer, and a life coach, who deals with depression, anxiety, stress, past negative memories, memory and concentration problem, insomnia, anger issues, business coaching, career coaching, motivational programs. He is known for his CR3 program, which is customized for the student community all across. Besides that, he's known for his evolutionary program, the New Mind, New Me program, which is a big hit. And let me tell you, Wasim has a clientele list ranging from the government officials to the corporates, and also sports personalities do flock in his chamber for their improvement ability on ground, professionally and personally. And Wasim is of course available on the social media tools and handles. He's on Instagram, he's on Facebook, and you can search him by typing My Bar Wasim, and his website is www.mybarwasim.com, and you can contact the number that's scrolling below. Wasim, welcome to the show. Too many hatred and we are spreading love. This is a most crucial and difficult time, because we are actually coming up with a topic called how to develop self-love. I mean, don't you think this is so very interesting an episode, because we are asking people to develop how to develop self-love?
Of course. The only way to have a beautiful life, a fulfilling life, is to love yourself. To understand that your life matters. If you're alive right now, if you're breathing, there must be a purpose for you. And if you don't have a purpose, you can create your purpose. But the point is that your life is a gift of evolution. You are here to do wonderful things. But the biggest thing that you have to do or have to have is the realization of you. You have to realize yourself. And through your self-realization, you will experience the state of ecstasy within yourself. So all the love, all the ecstasy, all the wonder is within you. But for that, you have to explore yourself, you have to love yourself. Till the day you keep hating yourself, you will only hurt yourself. A person who is hurting himself or herself cannot participate in the process of growth of the nation or of the world or of the universe. You may have come across moments in your life where you helped someone, or you said something beautiful to somebody, and because you said it, the person felt wonderful and amazing. But do we do the same with ourselves? Do we help ourselves? Do we love ourselves? We say we need to love other people. We say we have to care for other people. We say we have to be by the side of other people. We say we have to be grateful that people are helping us.
So
but
Wasim,
are we grateful to ourselves?
Yeah, that's a big question. So Wasim, why is this self-hatred and hatred for others surging like like the currencies?
Again, the reason is not waking up. I would, like always, I would ask you to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Allow your subconscious mind to wake up right now and hear me loud and clear. And understand each and every word that I utter right now. If you clear the dirt, if you clear the clutter in your head, if you just allow the voices to become silent within you, you will notice that you are here to experience peace. You are here to experience love. And you, through achievements, by having, you cannot experience that love. It is beyond achievement. It is beyond success. It is beyond failures. We have become too harsh on ourselves. We have become too tough on ourselves. We have become too critical of ourselves. Nabeesh.
Which is why perhaps we are also critical towards others.
Yes, of course. The charity begins at home. And your home, my friend, is you. Your home is within you. Your home, your peace is within you. unless you feel at home within yourself, you will just keep loitering here and there, looking for that love, looking for that peace, looking for that acceptance. What would happen, imagine for a while, what would happen if you become okay with failures? Because we judge ourselves with our winnings. But what would happen if you become okay with the failure? If you become okay with mistakes? If you become okay with rejections? If you become okay with not being accepted? What would happen then? You would become resilient. You would become more resolved. You would become at peace with yourself. Because we have created this skill, this negative skill of scaling ourselves based on our achievements, based on how many people like us, how many likes do you get on social media, how many people say good things about you. If anything goes wrong with that scale, you tend to hate yourself, and at times that hatred becomes so much so that people plan to kill themselves. In fact, people do. Staggering facts. Yeah. Every 3 seconds there's a suicide happening in India right now. 10 million people are depressed right now, according to WHO, World Health Organization. Think, 7.5% people in the whole of the population of India are right now depressed. 300 million people across the world are right now depressed. There are so many people who are depressed. Yes, there are various reasons for depression, but one of the major reasons for depression is self-hatred. And that self-hatred comes from not accepting yourself as you are. You are always trying to be somebody else. You're always trying to measure yourself through the eyes of other people because you're not waking up. Wake up. Wake up for 1 minute. Wake up for 1 second. And stand in front of the mirror. If you have a mirror, stand in front of the mirror. Or maybe imagine a mirror in front of you and look at you for the first time. Look at you without those filters of the social norms. Just let go of those filters and look at yourself in the mirror. You will see a wonderful person standing in front of you, waiting to be loved by you. Waiting to be loved by you. You know, all the love is within you. He or she or they are only triggers. All the oxytocin, all the vasopressin, all the endorphins are within you. You're just looking for a trigger outside. That is why when those triggers don't fire, you feel, oh, I'm so depressed, I'm so lost, she doesn't love me, they don't accept me, they rejected me, I'm no good, I'm not enough, I'm not nice, I'm not fantastic, I'm useless, I'm worthless, so I must kill myself. I must hide myself. I must take away myself. So you stop interacting with people, you start hiding yourself, and then one day you do the unthinkable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
yeah, I have seen cases, Wasim, wherein, you know, a very calm and stoical boy or a very cheerful girl, you know, they, at the end, out of nowhere, you get a news that they committed suicide. This is so alarming and this is so shocking to hear such a news. And these kind of thoughts actually, again, haunt your mind throughout days and years and still kind of shiver you.
According to the social scientists, according to the social workers and people who are in the community of mental health, they all say, and it is true, that we have to build organizations, we have to build corporations, we have to build communities where we tell each other that you can accept yourself as you are. True. However, if you just keep waiting for that organization to tell you the way you are, you're fantastic, because every beauty magazine is out there to tell you that you're ugly.
Yeah, I buy that.
Every whitening cream is there on the hoardings to tell you you're not fair enough.
So you get to be fair by...
Yes. If you only apply this cream and you become fair, people will really clap for you. If you only have this phone, people will say you are wonderful, you're cool, you're amazing. If you only buy that product, you are fantastic. If you are only being liked by so many people on social media, that means you are a hip and a hop. You are happening. I'm sorry, that is not true. They are trying to sell you a product. They are trying to sell you a service. They are trying to lower you in your own eyes so that to to pull yourself up, you buy their product or their services. Come out of that. Wake up. Wake up. You're wonderful the way you are. You're wonderful. You're amazing the way you are. And that would start from the moment you start to look at yourself from your own eyes. Don't look at yourself through their eyes. Look at yourself through your own eyes. Stop. The word is stop. I would say stop. Stop for a moment. Just stop for a moment. Wake up. Look yourself in the mirror. You will see a wonderful person waiting there to be loved. You're so busy being distracted by so many things. Think how many times in the day, during the day, for how many hours or for how many moments you just stop and look at yourself and you go, wow, beautiful. This person is amazing. This person that I'm looking in the mirror is amazing, is wonderful, is fantastic. Instead of that, what we do, we are just browsing through the phone, the smartphone. We get all those, as you said, hate messages and those ads where people are telling you the world is not good, you are not enough, you have to be amazing, you have to be fantastic. They kind of train you to compare yourself with other people so that you live up to their expectation, which you don't have to. Live up to your own expectations. Understand yourself. Understand yourself. And create this bonding, this friendship with yourself. But how would you understand yourself?
Exactly.
You have to take the time.
You have to take the time and understand that you are not a product nor a commodity. You are a beautiful human being.
Who's here to experience wonder.
Exactly.
And understand why are you here. So, how to develop self-love? To develop self-love is to build the friendship with yourself. Whether you decide to be single throughout your life, whether you decide to be married, whether you decide to be a community worker, whether you decide to be a scientist or a businessman, no matter what you decide to be, you have to be at peace with yourself. You have to be in love with yourself. Because if you are not in love with yourself, no matter what you achieve in your life, it's all worthless. It's all worthless for you. Because you probably have come to know through news media that there are people with great IQs who are from prestigious organizations, but they commit suicide, they kill themselves. So if they have such great IQs, why did they not manage their own emotions? So their emotional intelligence was poor. They're not accepting themselves. They're scaling and judging themselves based on the marks. Look at that student. Only because he or she failed in the examination, thought of committing suicide. Only he or she failed in their, they could not get through a job or could not turn around their business. They think of hating themselves only because the relationship didn't work out. Other people, there are other people and you. There are other people and you. The first responsibility of you is you. So you have to first love yourself. So how do you love yourself? First, you have to create the bond. Just like any friendship, you cannot be friends on the very first day. Oh, I saw this show, this life-changing show. From tomorrow, I'm a great friend of mine. That cannot happen. For a great friendship to happen, you have to take the time. The first thing you have to do is to decide to know. First know. Just like in any relationship, you first start by knowing the person. But to know the person, you have to make a decision. Decide to know yourself. Second, for that to happen, you have to take the time. Take time. You have to give yourself the time. Then look for all the beautiful things within you that you can be grateful for. See, you have both the lists available to you right now. The list for which you can hate yourself, like your shame from the past, your guilt, your remorse, your regrets. You can think about all of those and you can turn yourself into a depressed. Or you can look at all those amazing things that you have done in your life. It is also not necessary to really look at those. When I say you have to do a big thing to love yourself, that big thing is now again relative. It is a relative thing. Your big thing could be a very small thing. A small thing like you have helped someone. That when you see elderly people, you smile at them, or you do wonderful things. Start looking at your life from the perspective of what is it that makes you unique? What is it that makes you wonderful? What is it that makes you an amazing soul? And you know what? right now, as you hear me, as you see me, as you watch me, you may think to yourself, no, I'm not the person who can love himself or herself. I've not done anything amazing in my life. All the things, all the decisions that I have taken up until now were wrong. I was in a wrong relationship. I didn't do the good things in my life. So I cannot love myself. I have to only hate myself. I say, are you planning to kill yourself? I would say, if you want to kill yourself, not the body. If you want to kill yourself, kill the self. Because self is based on your memories. Kill that self so that you can have a new self. But to have a new self, you have to keep your body alive. My friend, keep your body alive.
Absolutely.
But change yourself.
And change yourself.
And you don't even have to change yourself. Understand yourself. Build that bond. Just doing this would help. Stop and look at yourself in the mirror without those filters of self-judgment. Just look at yourself. Look at this human being that you look into the mirror. This human being is waiting to be loved. Not by others, by you.
So embrace that oneself.
Absolutely. Throughout the day, we just keep poking at ourselves, criticizing ourselves. Hey, I'm not good, I'm not nice, I didn't do well. Stop that self-criticizing nature of yours. Stop complaining.
Like small steps, for example, I have this issues with my body part, that issue with my body part. If I wish I did that, things would have changed. Otherwise, I don't look like this. No, I'm not very comfortable. So these are certain nagging things which eventually leads to hatred.
Yes. I would like to share an amazing fact here from the field of psychology. Weight loss, for example. Those people who do not tend to lose weight, even though they go on and off exercise, they diet, they do so many things. In the course, some of them lose weight. Again, they fall back and they regain the weight. You will notice if you could put a scanner inside their brains and if you could hear what they talk to themselves about themselves, they would say every time they look at themselves in the mirror, they go, "Oh, I have love handles. I'm so fat. My belly is bulging. My face is not right. My skin tone is not beautiful. My hair is not good." That is how they talk to themselves. And through experiments, it has been now proved, the moment this person starts accepting himself or herself, if the psychologist or the trainer or the mental health professional or the health professional starts working with their self-image, if that self-image is corrected, how do they correct the self-image? You don't have to just look at the mirror and go, "No, I see a wonderful person with six packs." Your brain will not agree to that because you don't have a six pack. But whatever body that you have, you can simply appreciate it. You can appreciate it this way. You are still alive. Look at yourself in the mirror means you can have the six pack.
Good job done.
Yeah, you are still alive. Just accepting the body would help you to lose that weight. It has been proved time and again. People who hate themselves, they put on weight, they look ugly. And there are people with great bodies, but yet they hate themselves. They are not able to look at themselves from the eyes of love.
That's sad. So what we do is slip into a short commercial break and then we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back after the break. This is the Life Changing Show. With me is Wasim. And yes, of course, as Wasim aptly put before the break, that you really need to embrace yourself, love yourself, respect yourself, and understand and know who you are before you love others and expect others to love you back. But first of all, love yourself. And I think I would really urge you all not to be too harsh upon yourself and too critical. I mean, like, there are too many critics, like the movie critics. There are too many critics, and I think let them do their job. You don't be too much critical about your own self. Coming back to that, if I talk about the CR3 program, the program customized for the school community. Now, why I did mention about this program with the school students is that, during their boards exam, when a student doesn't perform well, they start off kind of, start hating themselves.
True.
If their batchmates are doing well and he or she is not doing well,
True.
they start themselves hating. start hating themselves, and they finally commit suicide. There are cases we hear. There's again a pressure from the parents. There's pressure from the society. There's too much of expectation, and there's too much of criticism, which leads to comparison, competition.
True.
You know, these things. I mean, why do you have to be so edgy? I think everyone on this planet Earth, the human being, need to really rest and relax. I believe.
True, very true.
But if we say that, they might find it really stupid. I mean, who on earth now at this juncture would want to be really calm and relaxed, because it's a fast-paced world? These kind of adjectives and terminologies are used. Wasim.
World is not fast-paced. We have interpreted the world being fast-paced now.
The words that we use have changed ourselves, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. That is so true. See, this program CR3, which is an acronym for concentrate, remember, retain, recall. Concentrate,
Remember, retain, and recall.
concentrate, remember, retain, and recall. So you have to learn how to concentrate, and then learn how to remember, not just remember, but to retain and then to recall. This program essentially is created for students. When I say student, any student. It could be, you could be a student of class 5, or you could be a PhD student or a research scholar. If you are a student, or if you are a person who wants to learn how to improve your memory and your concentration, this program is for you. Anyone who wants to improve their memory concentration, the program is for them. And this is a year-long program. And yes, through this program, the students have done amazingly well in their examination, but marks are not our primary goal. Our goal is to train the brain to be able to concentrate, remember, and retain and recall any material that they study. However, when we train a student for a year, the first thing that we work with is for them to be self-loving, for them to be self-forgiving. We teach them marks are not the defining factor. You do not go into a school to merely pass and get great grades. You go to a school to learn. The process of schooling is to learn. You have to become a learner. So to learn, you have to concentrate, you have to remember, you have to retain and recall. So we do not say that this program is merely to help you to achieve great marks. Obviously you would if you have great concentration, remembering ability, retention and recall. However, as I said, our goal is to create a learner for life, a person who is thirsty for knowledge, who is thirsty for knowledge but do not have the wardrobe, the organization inside, how to keep that knowledge inside, how to organize it so whenever you want it, so that that information is available for you. So we focus on the holistic development of a student.
Great.
The holistic development, so that even if you see, a student has to be resilient. If you are getting great marks, but because you have failed in one examination, you think of committing suicide, I don't think you have learned the real lesson of life. The real lesson of life is to fight back, to stand up after the failure. And failures are nothing but feedback. Failures are nothing but feedback. They are here to teach you, to learn and to improvise yourself. Feedback is a mechanism that tells you that the way you tried was not correct, you need to try it the other way around. So there is no failure. So real learning of a student, of a learner, starts when they start to learn that learning is for life. Learning is to help them have a wonderful experience. Learning is to keep them thriving and thirsty for knowledge, to seek, to find and not to yield. Ulysses.
Well said, and I think that's the great food for thought. I think that's the best medicine one can actually gulp in, so that they can actually stay emotionally healthy as well, because we basically and primarily talk about physical health. We kind of ignore and try also to pretend not to know about our mental health. I think that's
absolutely true, Navish. Students, when they come to us and they tell us that I'm so depressed, I'm not getting good grades,
alongside the parents as well.
Yes, and we train the parents too. We rigorously train the parents. We think parenting is the core of creating a wonderful student. So we first start off with the parent-child relationship. We help the child build a wonderful relationship with the parent. If the student is a grown-up student who's now responsible for his or her own life, we help them build a wonderful relationship with themselves. If a student comes to us and who is going through depression and we teach them merely the skills of memory and concentration, I don't think we have done a great job. He or she might get good grades, but he or she will fail in life because they have not learned the real lesson of life, that is to enjoy their life, to really love their life.
Things are so simple, right? Yeah. And we make it complicated. So how to develop self-love is to embrace yourself, accept yourself, love yourself.
Yeah.
And then follows the rest.
Yeah.
That's the only point.
Yes, that is, Einstein said, often the greatest things are the simplest things of life.
Great.
So merely by saying that, oh, just to love myself is the end of all, the answer is yes. The goal of you or me or Nabish here is to realize ourselves. So to realize ourselves and to love ourselves. If you are in love with yourself and if you have realized yourself, no matter where you are, you will be at peace. And if you're at peace, my friend, the purpose of your life is done.
And trust me, you can solve any issues on this earth. There's nothing that you cannot solve. Cannot solve, right? And with that note, I think let's wrap it up. Yes, of course, if you have any queries, further feedbacks, and you want to know more about this particular topic, do feel free to punch in your feedbacks or messages. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Of course, the handle remains the same, Mindpower Wasim. We are also on Facebook, www.facebook.com/mindpowerwasim, and his website is www.mindpowerwasim.com. You can also contact the number that's scrolling below the bar. And yes, that's a wrap from this particular episode. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
Nangi damak punsi chupa ubi khare